I thought I'd start big picture in the race for president and look at how you see the race. We have your map, Sabato's race to 270. 270 needed to win. Looks like you have it at 251, 241 in favor of Republicans or Trump, with 46 in the toss-up column. I do want to focus on your changes with, I think, Georgia changing, Pennsylvania changing. Tell us what you're seeing here most recently in the race for president.
Yeah, we had 6 changes that we made very recently. They were all in the Republican direction, though that doesn't mean we're calling those states for Republicans. Probably the most significant one was Georgia. We took a lot of time and effort on that and checking in with the people we trust there and people who have private information. And that's going to be very difficult for Biden to duplicate from 2020 when he carried Georgia by 10,000 or so votes. It's just going to be very difficult unless things shift dramatically at the national level. And we moved. We thought the blue wall states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania at one point were at least very light blue. Mm-hmm. Michigan may still be, but not Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. So those are a few of the changes. They're in a red direction, but nobody should conclude that the race is over. It certainly is not.
No, and that's the path for Biden to be reelected, is those big 3. Everybody seems to think he's going to need probably all 3, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Let me go to the results in Virginia, too close to call, this primary last night. And one of the things that this has done is test the power of a Trump endorsement. We've seen a number of these tests, but this good race was another test last night. Not only Trump, by the way, but Kevin McCarthy had endorsed his opponent, McGuire. Now, you see the results here, 50.3, 49.7, very, very close. If this stands, then good loses, and McGuire, the Trump guy, and the McCarthy guy wins. What does it mean?
Well, there could be a recount. We won't know until Friday because there are still outstanding ballots that are in the mail. They're allowed to come in as late as Friday. Look, the fact that a Republican incumbent who was a 2-term winner, had no trouble at all winning, was unseated in this fashion in a Republican primary is extraordinary. It doesn't happen very often anywhere in the country. In fact, only 2, good as the second, if in fact he loses. He's the second Republican incumbent to lose this year in a primary. So what it says is, in order to get McGuire, his challenger, over the 50% mark, he needed everything to go well, but the one big thing he needed to go well was Donald Trump's endorsement and follow-through. It was really the fact that Trump did a lot for him behind the scenes, in public, even election eve. So, look, Donald Trump's endorsement matters in the Republican Party, which frequently I equate to the Trump Party. I think most people do.
And it is, but is there a separation, Larry, between the primaries? I know there is, and the general, because Republicans, we've done this story a number of times, they haven't necessarily been winning elections when you take out 2016, 2018, 2020, 2022. But in the primaries, that's where Trump still has his power. I guess the question is whether that power is leading to electoral victory in the November races. Many times it doesn't.
Well, you're correct. Oftentimes the general electorate is much more pro-democratic or independent democratic, and they don't go along with Trump's choices. In this particular race, any Republican would win the 5th District of Virginia. It's heavily Republican. But you're correct. Sometimes Trump is thinking about what's good for him within the party rather than what's good for the party after November. But I suppose that's true of a lot of candidates.
Well, there's one other race that, before we let you go, that caught our eye in Virginia, just because it connects back to the news on Trump, on Ukraine, and that was the Vindman race. Trump whistleblower wins the House primary in Virginia. Yevgeny Vindman, I believe goes by Eugene. He and his brother, remember, were in the news raising alarms about then President Trump's conduct towards Ukraine. So he now stands for the Scramberger seat in Congress as a Democrat. What about this race?
Well, it's going to be close, but there's an edge to the Democrat. Now, Vindman is a new candidate. He just ran his first race for the Democratic primary. He did very well. He got half the vote running against 7 people. That's pretty good. And it leans Democratic, but that's where presidential results will matter. There will be, as there always is, presidential coattail, and it makes a difference in close contests in party competitive districts, and this is one of them.
Larry, thank you. It's great to have you on the show. I hope you come back soon again.
Thank you.
Larry Sabato from Charlottesville, Virginia. All right, what's going on here with this?
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.